What is a circuit board? A circuit board is a physical piece of technology that allows for the assembly of electrical circuits or data circuits on a horizontal layer of material. I think the existence of the original civilization was destroyed by a deliberately caused cataclysm within the last couple of hundred years, and most of this incredible infrastructure it constructed has been deliberately destroyed ever since then, into the present day. By the way, what do banks deal in? Currency. What is currency defined as? A system of money in general use in a particular country. What is a river current? A river current is defined as the water moving in a river. What is a river bank? It is defined as the land at either edge of a river. What is a river defined as? A large natural stream of water flowing in a channel to the sea, a lake, or another such stream. What is an electric current defined as? A stream of charged particles, such as electrons or ions, moving through an electrical conductor or space. What does electrical charge mean? It is the physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force, strength, or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement when placed in an electromagnetic field. The word force has meanings in English of coercion or compulsion, or making someone do something against their will. In our everyday language, the definition of charge applies to a price for goods or services. And making a charge on a credit card allows us to have the charges for goods and services billed in the next credit card statement to the cardholder, giving the cardholder the option of making a full payment with no interest, or carrying a finance charge determined by interest rate established by the credit card company to borrow the money, sometimes fixed and sometimes variable, with the penalty of being denied future credit based on one's credit score and history. Why all of these connections between terms used in the financial industry and terms used in electrical engineering? Is there some kind of energy harvesting going on between us and the financial system we have been operating under for the last 100 to 200 years? And are rivers actually natural? I think they are man-made, considering that I consistently find the exact same snaky S-shaped rivers all over the world, including but not limited to these rivers in Australia, Manitoba, Honduras, Louisiana, and Nova Scotia. And I find the same similarity in appearance going on with river confluences, like shown here in the states of Iowa, Missouri, and the Sudan in Africa. So to begin with making the connection of the physical infrastructure of the original civilization to a circuit board, I'm going to start with identifying the infrastructure found worldwide known as star forts, as batteries. I can make a strong case that there were 4 pairs of star forts, with each pair situated along various points of the lower and upper New York bays, even though the physical structure of what was called Fort Gibson on Ellis Island is long buried and gone. Fort Wadsworth, also known as Battery Weed, located next to the Staten Island side of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Fort Wood in the upper New York Bay is underneath the Statue of Liberty, across from Ellis Island, upon which there used to be what was called Fort Gibson. Fort Jay is on Governor's Island at the convergence of the Hudson and East Rivers, across from Fort Amsterdam, which was located on what is now called the Battery. One definition of a battery is a device that produces electricity that may have several primary or secondary cells arranged in parallel or series, as well as a battery source of energy, which provides a push or a voltage of energy to get the current flowing in a circuit. I think the answer to the mystery of star forts lies in this definition, that these star forts and other infrastructure I have shared that don't feature the classic look of a star fort functioned as circuitry and batteries for the purpose of producing electricity on the planetary grid system for the advanced civilization. I consistently find star forts all over the Earth that are paired together in the same location or found in clusters of more than 2. I discovered airports having racing tracks in angular relationships short distances away. I first noticed this when I was doing research on the Shepherd's Bush district of West London based on a commenter's suggestion. In the process of doing that, I realized I had seen the same angular relationship between London's Heathrow Airport and Shepherd's Bush, where there had been a huge track at one time in White City that had been used in later years for greyhound racing, and in my own research of the Tampa, Florida neighborhood of Sulphur Springs last summer, when I had noticed that the Tampa International Airport and the Sulphur Springs neighborhood in Tampa, Florida, where there was a greyhound racing track, had the same angular relationship. Other examples of the same kind of relationship between airports and racing tracks, past and present, including but not limited to places like Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Los Angeles, California, and Sydney, Australia. In addition to airports and racetracks, I am also finding things like railroad yards, professional sports complexes, star forts, and even amusement parks with the similar characteristics and relationships to each other that I'm finding in different cities around the world. In these Google Earth screenshots, all the lines drawn go through or to professional sports complexes and rail yards in Toronto, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. I have long wondered about a connection between athletic fields to the Earth's grid system, since finding ball fields sandwiched between a star fort called Fort Negley and the railroad yards in Nashville, and the direct connection of railroads to star forts when I found the former location of the Fort of Pensacola on the bottom right. And this map shows its previous location, with rail yards just below the former location of the Fort of Pensacola, the layout of which immediately reminded me of circuit board diagrams. I think ellipses, being used as racing tracks, were once components of the circuitry of the Earth's electromagnetic grid system. The sport of racing uses the word circuit in the following ways: the course over which races are won, the number of times the racers go around the track, an established itinerary of racing events involving public performance. And in bicycle racing, a circuit race is a mass start road cycle race that consists of several laps of a closed circuit, where the length of the lap is slightly longer each time. Electrical circuit definitions include a closed path in which electrons from a voltage or current source flow, and includes devices that give energy to the charged particles the current is comprised of, such as batteries and generators. An electronic circuit is a complete course of conductors through which current can travel and provides a path for current to flow. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is the largest sports venue in the world and said to have been constructed in 1909. Check this out: Vatican City, the Wimbledon campus, the Roman Coliseum, the Rose Bowl, Yankee Stadium, and the Kentucky Derby all fit inside the automobile racing circuit. Wouldn't it stand to reason that those behind the reset when setting up the new world would take advantage of the superscience of the different types of circuits in the Earth's grid system in order to harness their inherent power to enhance performance at sporting events, and in the process making lots of money at highly charged, prestigious gaming and betting venues?